Impact Audio presents The Science of Superwomen by Mark Brake. Read for you by Shaun Grindell. Introduction. The superhero genre is a billion-dollar business. By the middle of the second decade of the 21st century, there were more than 24 superhero television programs being broadcast or in planning, and more than 50 movies showcasing superhero characters. This media operation is across all platforms. The original comics, movies, animated and live-action TV programs, and fan conventions, all with linked and licensed merchandise. Transmedia gone global. According to Statista, the German online global data and business intelligence platform, at the time of writing, the total global box office revenue for Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU movies, is $29.55 billion. The total global box office revenue for DC Extended Universe movies is $6.59 billion. And the annual box office revenue of superhero movies in the US and Canada from 1978 to 2021 is $1.44 billion. Yet, of these media commodities, only around 7% are solo vehicles for superwomen. Of the remainder, around half have white male leads, and the rest have near-total male and white ensemble casts. It's a similar story in mainstream superhero comics, where the percentage starring female superhero characters is at an all-time high of only 12%. The multimedia superhero genre in film, TV, and comic books stands as a very prominent cultural space that underrepresents women in places of power. This is true both in terms of fictional characters and the real-life creators of those characters. So the question of the very nature of the characters and stories of superwomen inspires huge passions in which fans feel emotionally invested. This book explores the corporate productions, creator representations, and audience receptions of female superheroes in mainstream superhero comics, television shows, and films. It examines how and why they're created and sold the way they are, how and why they sound and look the way they do, and how and why different audiences make meaning from them. As the highest-grossing film franchise of all time, MCU movies have grossed more than twice the takings of Star Wars, with the average MCU movie grossing $1 billion apiece. We shall hear in this book that superhero fiction has been with us for almost a century. High-octane tales crammed with concepts and contrasting themes, from superpowers and the post-human to masked vigilantes and immortality. In that time, superwomen have evolved from comic book caricatures, created by men for men, to better representations of female power. This book looks at that evolution, from its hypersexualized origins to today's attempts to a more nuanced diversity. We explore the relationships between superhero film and fiction and the underlying current of our ever-evolving planet. We begin in the 19th century with a rather quirky Chapter 1. How did superwomen lead to the first sci-fi franchise, telling the tale of subterranean superwomen and their links to a hot beverage? In Chapter 2, What Ideas of Hell Are in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, we explore the story of one of television's greatest ever superwomen, and her relationship with hell and damnation. Chapter 3, Human and Monster, What Superfemales Are in Alien, considers the female hero of a sci-fi horror classic and her monstrous female nemesis of a xenomorph. Chapter 4, How Has Wonder Woman Changed with the Times, grapples with arguably the greatest ever comic superwoman, as we look at the social, psychological, and political science of Diana Prince. In Chapter 5, Why is Shuri Such a Big Deal?, we look at the various social, cultural, and educational factors in the public's perception of cinema scientists. In Chapter 6, How Did Super Barbie Go From Plastic to Profound?, we peel back the feminist layers of Greta Gerwig's fabulous film. And in Chapter 7, Is Storm Wise to Tinker with the Weather?, we mull over the consequences of messing with chaos theory. Chapter 8, What of Witches? Wednesday Addams and WandaVision, brings together a brief history of witches, alongside two very contemporary
Sample complete. Ready to continue?